Crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23 and 0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the
And welcome to the National Media Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Gallagher. Rest in peace. He died like 4 days ago, and my internet is very black, so they didn't tell me about it. I had to listen to like a white comedian's podcast to find that out.
So, wait, did you just find that out today?
Yes. Like 6 hours ago.
Okay. Because I was going to make fun of you for picking Gallagher. I was like, that is like a very white comedian for you to pick. Like, and he's watermelon smashing. So there's so many kind of racial undertones there. I don't like.
I never saw his act, so I don't know what I just know he smashes watermelons, but I've never sat aside and like watched the Gallagher act because I'm not 70 years old.
You know what I do remember, and a foe of this podcast officially, Dave Chappelle's Black Gallagher. Black Gallagher don't go out like that, and he just shoots that watermelon,
and kills like the first row.
Oh God, that was just brutal genius. Like that was just the best. And Black Gallagher don't play that shit. Like,
Isn't Dave Chappelle being anti-Semitic? I saw something about Dave Chappelle being anti-Semitic, but I'll wait till it simmers. It was just like it was basically he went on SNL and said something, but we don't get topical here. But yeah,
sure we get topical. Guys. Sure we get topical. Topical like the ointment that I'm gonna need for my shoulder. It's your boy Lidocaine, aka Christian. No, it's Christian, aka Lidocaine. One of the two. We're gonna figure it out. Lidocaine is life, bro. Like, shout out to Lidocaine. Shout out, because a nice anti-inflammatory. You get some cooling action going on some of those old injuries. Oof. Really, free shout out for you guys. Medicare, send me a bill.
And I am Joey from the National Meat Treasure Podcast, aka Thrilla from the Three, aka I was at somewhere recently and someone made a Gallagher reference, so now it makes sense.
Oh, so you didn't know Gallagher was dead either, right?
Hell nah. And I was somewhere and somebody had said something about Gallagher, and then there was some conversation of it, and we were like, we only know about him because of the Chappelle show. And that was that, and now that makes sense. They didn't say that part. They didn't talk about that. That was a damn. Wow. Yeah.
But before you get to that, I need to tell the people something, just to bring it back to drugs. Now, something I talked about in the group chat, and I want our listeners to know. So I was, doing a little internet deep dive, and I came across in my weird, internet goings. Oh, no, where'd Christian go?
Christian.
I feel like, should we wait for him to come back before I give out this sauce to the people?
I feel like he's about to come back in like any second now. Like if he pops back in like right now. Oh, come on, Christian. Come on. I know you hear me in the heart of the cards.
It's time to duel.
That song was so fucking tough.
I have no idea what happened.
Here he is.
All right, well, you're back. So I wanted to wait for you to come back to get to this point. We could edit that out if we want to. But yeah. So in my internet deep dives, I came across a bunch of girls on YouTube doing a review of the pink pussycat sex pill, right? That's supposed to make women hornier. Right now, you guys know I love drugs. I love pharmacology, steroids. That's all I do in my YouTube deep dives. So I was like, you know what? What is the scientific mechanism that is actually making girls horny? Are people just buying this and just saying it works, or like what's in this, right? And if I want to call back a few episodes ago, well, maybe like 50 episodes ago, where we talked about how the gas station dick pills this whole time has been Viagra. Well, it turns out the pink pussycat pill is also Viagra. Here's something you didn't know, though. Viagra works on women. So let me give you guys a little background, right? So basically what happens is Viagra doesn't make you horny. It just kind of blocks it blocks like a certain like neuron or something. I'm not a scientist here, but it basically like blocks a certain function in your body that makes blood flow easier, and that blood happens to flow into your genitals. This
Called a
was discovered by
vasodilator. It's a vasodilator.
Yes, it's a vasodilator. It was originally invented as heart medication, and then in the clinical trials, they found out it actually makes your dick hard as fuck. Once you become erect, you become way more erect than normal. This also works for women's genitals. Viagra will make your clitoris engorge. It'll send blood to your vagina and make you have better orgasms. The reason you don't know this as a woman is because obviously when Viagra was invented, nobody was thinking about female orgasms. What was it, like 1970? They still don't talk about the clitoris. So ladies, if don't be afraid to go on Hims and get yourself some Blue Chew, because it works just as well for you.
You confusing all the brands at once. Listen, we're giving way too many promos. Blue Chew to the Roman to all of the sex ones. Listen, I hope you know what. I'm gonna look this up because this sounds like it should be true. And you know what? Don't fact check us. Just believe what we're saying. Everything we say on this podcast is true, allegedly. So
I will say this: do not take it, ladies. If you have a heart condition or a high blood pressure condition, it might make you come to death. Which, I mean, hey, it's a good way to go out. But
you just can't be taking your blood pressure medication at the same time as your dick pumping medication, because they're both doing the same thing, and you don't want to send your blood pressure all the way down. That's the science behind it, people. That's all it is. We just don't want you to faint and go into hypotension.
Or in this case, your vagina pumping mechanism.
You know
Niggas
what?
can't find the clit. You take a little Blue Chew, and then boom, now they can find it because it's
clit.
engorged.
Now you have a boner.
Can we be honest?
Now
Listen,
he has a boner.
I have seen a really large clit, and that was, I had never encountered one that large. So I can't imagine on Viagra what, like, that's like full on sucking a dick at that point.
How big are we talking here?
Fucking really big. Like, not like just like cute, like, like it happens. Some girls have like a little more enlarged. Like a fucking Bic lighter, bro. Like, just sticking out of, bro, it was,
let me ask you.
Oh my God. It was so strange at first because, I was a young man. Well, because I'm still horny. Like,
yeah.
Like,
was it
yo,
easy
she's
to stimulate?
Yeah, she came like crazy. But I was like, you know what it was? It was one of those like tit for tat kind of things. Like, she gave me head out in public, like in between cars. It was just sexy. It was hot. And then she was like, well, I want you to eat me out, like, outside. So this is my late teens. So I bring her to the spot where I brought all the girls, back in the day. And that was the roof of my apartment. Shout out to all the ladies that I've taken up there. Some blankets sometimes. It's romantical. You look up in the sky. It's Flushing in the summer usually, because we're not fucking in the winter. That's just kind of crazy. So we're just enjoying ourselves. Like, wow, I forgot about that completely. Like, that whole part of my life.
No, wait. Do you have like a preferred clit size?
No. See, you know what it was, bro? It was just like, it was really big. Like, it wasn't, I'm not saying there's women, your vaginas are beautiful. They look the way they do. I don't ever shame anyone. It was just, I'm not shitting you when I say it was the size of this. Like, when I remember like trying to like eat her out and just go, like, what the like?
It's like beautiful a visual for those who aren't on YouTube.
Rush over to YouTube now, right?
I like a nice like AirPod size clit. It's a little on the larger side.
Okay.
Easier to find.
That's fine. That's totally fine. That's, you know what? That's perfect. That's most women, I think.
What is the average clit size? I think the average is a lot smaller than an AirPod.
I think it's
Definitely.
You think so?
I've obviously never had like a ruler in the bedroom.
I know. Listen. I have never had a problem finding a clit. Just gonna say that. Okay, so I don't know, man. They're pretty big sometimes. But this shit was fucking wild. Sorry, Joey. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there is a negative stereotype, albeit from clearly a real experience of there being difficulty finding clitorises among men. So I'm sure the average clit size is pretty tiny.
Wow.
But my boy,
Now, do you think
never had a problem?
Have we bred that into existence?
Now, here's my thing. I feel like the clit isn't hard to find. I just think niggas didn't even
Yeah,
really give a fuck
they're not
about the clit
trying.
until like 2002, for real.
No, people weren't trying, bro. Like people were not like when you getting called a pussy eating, crumb snatching bitch, and that's like a fucking like insult, right? Like really bad. Pussy eating is a bad thing? Like why? I don't know what comedian said it like years ago, and it was somewhere like in my late teens that it, again, just discovery of myself. And she said, if your dick can't get hard, I can give you something that will, and that's eating my pussy. And it just stuck in my head I had never heard a woman speak like that, and I was like, wow, that's true though. So you're right. Like just eat some pussy, like enjoy it, bro. Like stop being weird. Like she sucks your dick and she smells your musty ass balls all the time.
What's the terrible thing about men though?
Love
like men will have sex with you even if they don't like you and are not attracted to you. Like I saw a girl today, she posted about how she got with some guy last night, and apparently, the guy was like a 2-pump chump, whatever. Is that politically correct to say? Are we allowed to make fun of people who come quickly? I feel like that group of people is never gonna like stand up and be like, don't make fun of us.
No.
Because they don't want to admit that out loud. So I'm not going to say 2-pump chump because I know maybe there's kids listening to this. I know we have some like 18-year-old listeners that maybe don't have their facilities in order.
Shouldn't, man. Ugh.
According to YouTube, there's a couple. There's a handful of like 18 to 25-year-olds.
Y'all niggas need to do something else.
Really?
No.
Yo, get
I'm
off.
happy, look, I'm happy to have y'all. Y'all can come chill. I'm just saying, like,
Nah.
just don't.
I'm just saying. I don't want to shame a man who comes quickly and just
Do as
can't.
we say, not
Why
as
not
we do.
though? Why not though? You know what? Why?
Because
why
we've
not
all been there. We have all been there.
Okay.
There's even if you don't take
my
like, even if
point.
you don't take like a, even if you don't
That's my
take
point,
like
though.
a, even if you don't come quickly, even if you don't come quickly, there's times where you come way before you wanted to. And I
Should we
would
be
bang
honest?
for I can bank for every man. It's at least 25%.
All right.
Maybe 15% of the
Okay.
time you've
I feel
come
like you
before
can-
you
I
wanted
feel
to.
like
Oh
you
yeah.
can say
Oh
40.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
say
want to say a
40%.
good 90% sometimes. You just
That's
like,
a fact.
you know
I
what,
was lowballing
bro?
it,
Like
to be
sometimes, like you
Most
start getting
times,
up in
niggas
guts,
ending up
especially
early,
with.
bro.
You know what I'm talking about, right? So I've been there, and I think I
tight.
talked about it on the podcast before, and I guess we're just going to talk about sex again, because this is what's going to happen. But shout out to a good friend of mine, many years, where it was like, you build up this like tension between somebody, right? Like we always spoke together. We had like this wonderful like rapport with each other. We were just like awesome at each other. Like it was just like she was funny as fuck, and she would just know how to go quip, like just like anything that you said, she would quip it, and she was just cool, witty, like just all the cool shit. And for years we had talked about like the attraction we had to each other, but we never acted on it because either she was with somebody or she was in a different state or whatever. And it finally happened, bro. But when she tells me to like come over, and my thirst level was at full on high at this point, she tells me, I think it was like 10 o'clock, and she lived on the ass end of the Bronx, and I was in Queensbridge at the time. So it was a mission to get there. I had no car. I had to like get on the train to a bus, like just to get to her door. And I get there sweaty. It's like July, and her roommate's there. Her roommate is like insinuating that she wants to have a threesome, but she walks away. I don't understand what's going on. I last maybe a minute. Like I was so embarrassed, bro. Like, and she let me
How old were you at this
sleep there.
point?
I was in my mid 20s. I want to say, early 20s.
So exactly, like
20,
we
22,
can't-
23. Listen,
Exactly. We can't shame the premature ejaculators because some people
here's
just
the
can't
thing.
control that.
Life happens, and you're right. We can't continue. Like, I don't think you should be that hard on yourself, but there should be self-reflection. I would say, go back to the drawing board, figure out where and what you can do, whatever it is that you got to do for yourself. Some people talk about like they have to think about different things during sex. Sometimes it's just,
that never
it's just
worked for me.
age.
Yeah, I've heard
It's just
people
age.
say that. Like, I mean, there's always the joke, but I've heard recently people say that they do that, and I'm like, that's fucking impossible, because you're just going to end up coming to some weird shit in your mind.
Yeah.
My shit is, it doesn't even get if I start to think about something else, well, first of all, I'm a heathen animal when I'm having sex. Like, I'm in a whole different mode. So I don't want to get out of that mode by thinking about something weird, because then I'm just going to go soft. I'm not going to, last longer. And I thought this was, like, a joke, but then I heard, like, a podcaster who was, like, in his 20s talking about how he has to, like, think about other shit. And I'm like, why would you want to think about anything? Like, you fought so long to be in the bed with this woman, probably. Whether it be DMing, even if it was just a stranger who hit you up at 2 a.m. and said, hey, you're fine, come over. You still got to get in your car, drive, get dressed, take a shower. That's a lot of effort for you to just like be in the heat of it and just start thinking about some other shit. So I'm not thinking about other shit. I learned to breathe through it. Just slow down, deep breath in, deep breath out. Talk to her while you're breathing. Tell her to breathe with you. Just breathe like, But
Good old Winter just ruining your sexy breathing, because if you snort like that during sex, she might back out. You're like, what?
It's the vape. Nah, dude, you gotta bust out a snort during sex every now and again. You gotta bust out some kind of primal noise.
Yeah. No, you don't need to. No, don't do that.
It's a growl.
Don't do that.
You gotta do something. They love that, bro.
Okay,
they love little.
You know what?
You're a little purr.
Oh God, I have. What the fuck? I'm just thinking.
Dude, make a chimp things. Noise. Just fuck something. Just.
Would you do a chimp noise? That sounds kind of.
I think
I don't know
the.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to hear the funniest thing I've ever done during sex?
Oh God.
What?
I definitely did an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression right in the middle of it. I don't even know the context. This was, I was hitting it like, get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! I have no idea why I did that. I feel like there was like an inside joke between me and her. This was like 15 years ago. But I feel like there was some inside joke. I don't remember what the joke is now. All I just remember is just cracking up about
Did you get
going
to the chopper?
By chopper, do you mean nut? I mean, this is again 15 years ago. I'm sure neither of us came, but it was a good moment to have. It's in the back of my mind somewhere. I remember her headboard, but not the joke.
That's a really weird thing to have stick in your mind. The mind is such a strange place.
It was an elaborate headboard. It had like a mirror on it, and there was like shelves. It was really
mirror
mahogany.
Tasteful.
It was
I like
good
it.
Stuff. But to go back to what I was saying that like it's so weird that men will really have sex with people they don't like and they are not attracted to, and then like girls would be like, "Oh, you came fast and then you just stopped." It's like, yeah, he stopped because he didn't like you to begin with. That's. I mean, are there dudes who like really like if you're fucking somebody that you really really want to fuck, do you just completely shut down after you come?
Yeah,
sure,
probably.
There's everything under the sun.
But
personally, what do you think is more like dudes who like came and then had the quote unquote post nut clarity and decided like they don't want to go into the round, or due to like really cannot get themselves in a sexual place despite really liking the girl after one round?
Oh no, I'm not a multiple round kind of nigga. Like I'm going to sleep. Like,
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep. Matter of fact, it's weird. Like,
do you start making beats like immediately? Like just start,
back to the studio we go.
Back to the stew, baby.
Yo, when you nut, like, it's very inspiring. You get all these endorphins. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm trying to cook up, bitch.
So you bring out the beat? You bring out the beat pad on her ass?
No,
wow, that's
I
crazy.
gotta get the fuck away, bro. Bitch, you gotta go. What's my last?
I just imagine Joey nutting and then going to the studio butt ass, just like not even putting on clothes. Like, I don't want to lose this inspiration right now.
Yeah. I like that. I like that vision of you. I feel like we need that.
Like to become a multiple round guy, and I'm working on it. But like my diet's really been like shit, and I haven't been going to the gym, so I'm behind on that. But yeah, normally, but it's sometimes I don't want that post nut clarity, like where you don't want anything sexual around you. Sometimes I get that, You know, sometimes I'm just like not.
I get the shame in what I've just done. Like, who am I? Why did I just jerk off in this bathroom of my office? This is an awful thing to do. I need to go home.
I'm so glad you work from home now.
I'm so glad, because now I get to keep my mortal clings. I don't know, my inability to keep my hands off my penis. Bro, like, jerking off at work is a completely different thing. Can we think about the psychology behind it? Like, listen, if you haven't done it, go ahead and try. I think everyone needs a nut. And listen, everyone needs it. So listen, you look. I don't care. Listen, you like.
Do you know what the first thing I pictured was?
Will save you money in the long run, bro.
Do you know what the first thing I pictured was when you said you got to jerk off at work? I just imagine like Biden listening to this and just beating it off behind the podium as he's giving a speech somewhere.
Yeah. Because you know what happened? Bill wasn't spanking it regular, and that's why we have the kind of history we have. Because he wasn't jerking off in his office, and saying, you know, like, now I can move on with my day. Like, think about the disgusting things you do right before you come. Like it is, like, the things you do to get to nut. Like, it's...
Now, well, first of all, I'm going to say this. I'm 100% certain Bill Clinton jerked off at work and was just like, this ain't enough, and then just got an intern to get to it.
I'm going to say something really honestly. I resisted the urge to do an accent, you know, and I want the record to be shown that I resisted the urge. Sasha did it. It was good, and I'm going to rate it a good, which is great for me. But I'm disappointed in myself for not going for the gold. So go back to this. I'm sorry.
Jerking off. So you've never been a multiple rounds guy, Joe?
I mean,
he's done it, of course.
Times, but you know what? To be realistically, it's just the time between rounds. It's not gonna be like 15 minutes later and we're gonna fuck again. It's gonna be like I'm going to sleep and then we can fuck in the morning. Let's
get some blue chews and do some experimentation. I want to see, bro. Honestly, whatever, you know, Viagra, Sedifino, whatever you call it, that shit does work, bro. That, like,
I feel like, you know what's funny? I was gonna say that, like, I probably didn't become a multiple rounds guy until my 30s, but I think I've always been a multiple rounds guy. I just didn't have, how do I put it? I didn't have, like, the skills where everyone wanted to go multiple rounds. Like, I'm ready to go again, but I have already, like, if I'm like 23, it's like I'm ready to go again in 2 minutes. But
they don't want to do that.
It wasn't that great for you. Like, you don't want to try this again. I think now that I've developed a proficiency in sex, I can go the rounds, and the rounds
There's a certain amount of tenderness.
Right.
There's a certain amount of tenderness and firmness that has to exist. And, like, bro, when you get to that age where you understand what your body's gonna do, and if you're with any woman, you start to know what people find pleasurable, right? Like what gets people to the places that you like, and that shit's dope, bro. Like that's the best part about getting to your 30s, because then you really do know, like, what you like and what you don't like, and you could express yourself and not feel like ashamed about it anymore. Not ashamed, but at least not so bashful about it. It's just,
you know, what it is. The best thing about the 30s is, like, well, for some men in their 30s, because I had a very not progressive conversation with somebody who's in their 30s pretty recently. But I feel like as a man, and this is probably why I go multiple rounds, because I know my type is whores. Like, I love girls that are filthy, nasty. So I've always needed that, like, energy to go multiple rounds, because I love girls with a super high sex drive. So I can never.
They're great.
So it's like, you know, you'll see guys post, you'll see a girl posting like, oh, you ain't shit if you can't go multiple rounds, and guys getting mad in the comments. It's like, bro, just go for the girls that don't want multiple. Girls, go for the girls who want it twice a week, not twice a night. You know what I mean?
Also,
like,
don't air yourself out like that.
Twice a week.
Don't air yourself out like
twice a week. Don't go for those.
Twice a week's not good for you? I feel like twice a week's good.
No, gentlemen, we're better. We can look. I mean, hey, no judgment. If twice a week is what you want, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, everyone's levels of needs for that.
4 times a week, bitches. if you're a 4 times a week nigga, so you keep
It's
shooting
true.
for the stars.
4 times a week. I feel like with my schedule, you know what it is though, because I'm a multiple. Here's my thing though. I'm a multiple rounds guy.
Right.
I'm a multiple rounds guy, so I like to go like if I'm fucking, I want to be fucking all day long, and then I'm good till Saturday. You know what I mean? I don't like quickies. I don't like to do a 10, 15 minute. It just feels whack. You know what I mean? Like let's just build up.
Wait, hold on. The 10, 15 minutes joints, first off, is about the tension because you literally start to build up towards that point where you go and it just goes right into it, and it has to be either abrupt or it has to be like it's the birth of a quickie. It's the listen.
That's what I'm saying. I don't fuck with that. Like I like to have like give me Saturday and Sunday all damn day.
All being hot, just
but
all
leave me. But leave me alone during the week. You know what I mean? So like, Saturday, give me, or whatever 2 days. Give me like 2 long days where we can go back to back to back to back to back. The quickie for me is just like, what? You know what? I once had sex so much that I felt dumb. I felt dumber the next day. That was a good feeling. Like I could not form. You ever do acid? Like, you ever do acid and the next day you're just like you really can't like form sentences or like really do math. Like your brain is just moving slower. That's the kind of sex I like. A quickie just makes me hornier. You know what I mean? It's just like we hit it.
But there's beauty in that also though. Like, you know what? Let's not yuck any yums there because listen, I am fortunate. Somehow I lost all this weight and now like it's the rebirth of my penis. And I have definitely had way more sex, than 4 times a week. It is damn good for your boy because, when you're with somebody who has a good appetite and, all of a sudden all that stuff that was kind of slowing you down just kind of like goes away. And like boys, ladies and gentlemen, the universe, the national meat treasure, the meatheads, all of you, the meatverse. It's fucking dope when you feel like you fucked better than you ever could. Like with the energy of an early 20-year-old, but all the experience you have now. Like I am at my most agile right now. And with most wisdom.
That was such a word to use. Agile. Did you backflip in the pussy today?
Oh yeah, boy. You like listen, I'm stretchy again. Like I'm doing things, you gotta listen. Bro, the Crocs are putting in work. All as I'm saying. Because the Crocs give me that grip and that height I need, but the comfort, just to be able to wear them all the time. So, respect to them.
You know what I do gotta say? For any of the young people here listening, you're going to feel like when you're getting to 30, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm getting old. The 30s are what you think the 20s are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually going to bring up the age thing too. So for some reason, I interacted with like one old guy talking on TikTok, and now I'm just getting all these old guys talking on TikTok, and I keep seeing this recurring rhetoric that like 35 to 45 is like the best age, especially, and all these dudes are like in their 60s and 70s, and I just feel like people need to talk about that more because like, it's not that they need to talk about it more. I think people need to focus on the fact that you are not suffering in the way
you're not your
that,
age.
Like people get so focused on the fact that like, okay, I'm 32, I should be here in this place financially, and I should have this, and I should have this. Don't focus on those things. Just focus on the fact that you have your health, you're enjoying your shit, and you have a good friend network. Maybe you're an aunt or an uncle or even a parent. You're just focus on the joy that you're having right now because it is fleeting.
Yeah.
You don't want to look back on these years because there's a lot of videos I saw where guys were looking back like, damn, I wish I didn't take my 30s for granted.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can imagine that.
I just realized though that I think maybe part of that is because if you look at the generation before us, the people who are in their 40s and up now, most of them come from that time where their only purpose in life was to work and raise children. I live in Staten Island where like we're like 20 years behind, so like everyone is like, if you land a city job, nigga, you made it. Like that's everyone's thing is like, I'm gonna retire when I'm 60. Like that's all their thing. So the generation before us, they're like stuck there. I think we're get into the first few people who are like, nah, we're gonna live our shit for real. We're gonna live and be happy because there's more to life. There's more to life.
Definitely is.
Amen.
Definitely is.
Amen.
That shit is whack. I'm not gonna shit on anybody's like lifestyle or anything like that at the end of the day, but it's like when you hear like people kind of like, I feel like that's when you give up. Like it's in the city, especially like you're just like, I got a city job. I'm just like, whatever your version is, people take that and then they run with it. I think it's like such a weird thing to kind of do to yourself, like where you, like I get like that these guys are gonna like some of these guys are gonna end up really in a better position than most of us, and that's fucking wonderful. But it's just I don't know, it's a weird goal that some people have, in my opinion. Right. Allegedly.
Yeah, so like live your life. But speaking of sex, there's a topic we didn't bring up a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't bring it up in the chat because I wanted to see your first-hand reaction. It's a little late in the news cycle, but did you see Doja Cat's nudes?
No, what?
That's exactly why I saved it, for that cartoony ass reaction.
Not to impede.
Hold on.
To see someone naked without their consent.
Is this?
No.
Cat is my
So what happened was Doja Cat posted a picture that she posted this herself. She was at a party and it's a picture of a bunch of Polaroids, and in one of them she's topless. And the virgins of the internet were like, "Oh, her boobs are mid. They're great boobs." Do you bringing them up?
Doja isn't mid. I'm just gonna be real.
I don't know if these are real.
Okay.
Real news.
Because Doja, like,
cans right now.
if we talk about
deepfakes,
the discovery of Doja in that bitch I'm a cow, like just that alone, I don't know how many times that video has made me horny in ways that I don't want it to, because bro, you know what? Fuck Doja Cat, let's be real, because she started out that whole like cow like bikini thing, and everyone was wearing that for like a couple years, and I was really sick of it because I didn't want to get horny to some fucking like manimal. I didn't appreciate that. But besides that, Bitch I'm a Cow is pretty iconic at this point.
Yeah, Doja Cat is insanely hot. But there's all this rhetoric around her breast being mediocre at best. Didn't live up to people's standards. And to those people, I say, you are a fucking virgin and you have never seen a naked woman.
You only know porn. That shows you only know porn.
Isn't that crazy?
You're not watching the right porn. Because when you get to the real good parts of porn, it's the home stuff. It's the stuff that takes place. Shout out to the Pornhub.
The amateurs.
Let's not bat away the produced one either, because the produced ones. Because the produced ones.
Right now. I've been.
You've been off porn. Wow.
I mean, no, because I tell you guys all the time.
But you just watched Doja Cat's boobies, so now you back on the porn.
Yeah,
I dropped it in the chat.
Good looking.
I didn't spread them. I think she posted those herself on Twitter.
Just jerking off begets more jerking off, so it turns into.
Ain't that the point? Ain't that the point?
I remember one time, right, early in this podcast, we talked about how can you be addicted to porn, and I was like, bro, I'm telling you can be addicted to porn, and the reason why I realized that is because I know, man, that's a slippery slope for me. I just, how not to.
So wait, do you
heard
go
it here first?
Do you go more than one round when you're jerking off?
No. I
That's a little shameful.
I want to put my foot through my laptop after I nut. Actually, you know what? As I've been getting older, though, I've been not doing that. I've been I'm still cool with this shit being on. So I think as I'm getting older, the closer I am getting to being a multiple round kind of person. I don't feel the shame anymore after I jerk off. I mean, if anything, I just want to jerk off more. Maybe I can try to go multiple rounds jerking off. Let's see if it works. Maybe that's how I start.
I like it.
I can, but I just don't, because I just feel like if I jerk off and I come and I think, damn, I'm still piped up, I really have to think about what I could be doing that week. And if I really have nothing going on, then I'll go into the round. But I mean, I'm poor, so there's always more to be done.
Just
Are you
have
glaring
sex.
at the boobs right now, Christian?
No, I'm trying to pull them up. For some reason, it's not. Like, I don't know if it's. You know what? Topical news. Twitter being weird. Daddy Musk, for many of you, is owning Twitter. Okay, now I do have the picture. They are not. What? People are so whack. Like, how is that mid? Like,
They're great.
you're a fucking loser. Like, you literally have never seen a woman in your entire life like that. You think that those are mid? Like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Beautiful shape. They're like pears.
Yeah, and she's an incredible looking person, and I don't know how you can say anything besides the fact that she's I don't know, she's insanely hot, and she's a good artist. I got nothing against Doja Cat. I think she's really good.
It did spark up a conversation. Because there has been that statistic that like men are having like less sex than ever, which like I never know where they get these numbers from. Because like who are they asking? like who's reporting the fact that they're getting no bitches?
Right.
But apparently there's like a statistic saying like there's more 25-year-old virgins now than there like ever has been, which is weird because I mean again, like how would you even get those statistics in like 1970? Like
Yeah.
through the rotary phone. You're calling people's homes on the dial tone. Bring, bring, bring. Hello? Of course I'm fucking.
I like that.
Do we know any
I like
25-year-old
that version.
virgins?
I knew one. Yeah.
I might not.
My old roommate was a virgin. And he was like 30, but I think he just wanted to be a virgin. I don't think. Well, no, actually, it was real funny. He was a virgin, and like he would like once every like 6 months just kind of ask me or one of our other roommates like how he could like get women, but he would just like ask in passing, and we would always kind of tell him the same thing, like, bro, you don't want women. Like, he's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, bro, like you wear cargo shorts every single day, like massive cargo shorts. You have like knee-high socks on all the time that are different colors. You've had the same pair of sneakers for like a million years. His hair is like greasy as shit, and he's a white guy, and he always cut it to like an awkward length. And we were just like, bro, like you don't like want girls. Like girls don't motivate you anyway. He's like, well, like I don't want to like change myself for like a girl. That just seems like fucking dumb. Like why would I like go buy skinny jeans? And I'm like, see, we didn't even tell you to buy skinny jeans. None of us are even wearing skinny jeans as we're having this conversation with you. Like this is just a conclusion.
For women?
Nigga, you just like tight pants.
I mean, yeah, it was just a weird guy, but I think he was a virgin like on purpose. He wasn't on dating apps. He never talked to women. He didn't really even have friends for real. So I mean, I think if there is a large number of 25-year-old virgins, I just think that most of them, if I had to guess, probably just want to be, or at least don't want to change themselves in any way. I mean, I could kind of get behind that. Like, I mean, I tattooed my neck when I worked in a warehouse, like in a time where people told me you would never get a job if you tattooed your neck. And my whole throat is tatted.
Virginity, so. Like with fierce. Like very fiercely protecting their virginity, essentially.
I think it's more about protecting your sense of self and not having to change that sense of self for women or anything.
Listen, I'm going to say this, and you bring me to an interesting topic because there's something that I was talking to somebody about, and maybe you guys might disagree, but I think when you do move in with somebody and you decide to be with them, like, in a very committed, serious way, you do have to kind of like both come to an agreement and not have it being too one-sided, right? So the reason why I bring it is like I have somebody that I know just moved into his place, and like it's with his girlfriend, but he has only decorated it to his liking and not hers, and being very stringent on that. Listen, man, you're gonna have to let it go eventually a little bit. Listen, like I've been there. I had band posters on my walls. Like event like it's got to go to a certain place, and if you're fortunate, it's a man cave, right, or it's a basement, or it's somewhere or an office that you can just push it down deep inside, because you will probably end up wanting to throw yourself at something. You don't live with anybody though, and you have it.
But that is by design. I've lived with people. I've lived with
Listen.
Here's my thing. I don't disagree with what you're saying. What I disagree with is the whole concept that like eventually you guys need to move in together, because why? Like here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No, I'm not talking about moving together. If you're already together, eventually you're gonna have to allow that person to even decorate that space. You know what I'm saying? To own
what I'm
saying
though is like, I feel like, and this conversation is getting had more and more, but I feel like people, up until very recently, the natural progression of a relationship is that you move in together, which kind of, doesn't work for a lot of people, but like that's like the natural progression. So I think if you're gonna move in with somebody, you need to like have these conversations. First of all, why? Like, are you moving together because you're supposed to, or are you moving together because you like actually want to like raise a household together, because you want to pool your resources together? Because let me tell you something: if I could avoid a woman living in my house for the rest of my life, or at least like 60 for like safety reasons, I might do it. Because let me tell you. Yeah, like for real, because like, why do we have to like, let's miss each other a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, if we could both afford to have our own space, there's actually
somebody
Frida Kahlo
for them to witness your death. Okay, that's the thing. You want somebody to witness your death and document it at least a little bit, right?
Or what we could have?
Alone, nobody does. Nobody writes that shit.
There's a documentary about how do you pronounce her name? Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo. Yep.
Yeah, Frida Kahlo. There's a documentary about her, or a biography about her, a movie about her that I was watching. And in the movie, like, her and her lover live in separate houses, but they're connected by like a ladder, like a rope ladder. So they like live next door. And I'm like, that is a fucking sexy setup. Like just sneak over to your girl's house in the middle of the night. Yeah. do some Tomb Raider shit to get to your girl's house.
There's also the feeling of wanting to wake up to that person, like when the first thing you want to do is see them. When you wake up and when you come home, you want them to be there. That's also a thing.
It's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing for sure. But like, I mean, is it also not cool to be like, it's Wednesday and you're like, oh, I'm seeing my girl on Friday. I can't wait till Friday. You know what I mean? I can't wait to cuddle up with her from Friday till Monday. You know what I mean? Like there's value in that too. I just think people move in together because they think they're supposed to. And obviously people don't talk about shit like, wait, you decorate your house more differently than mine. Wait, you like your TV to be facing the side of the bed, whereas I like it in the front. Wait, you don't like having a TV in your bedroom? You don't like having blue lights? You know what I mean? Like, people don't have these conversations, and it creates this tension.
It does.
Where it's like, you don't even have to have that tension. You could just not live together if you could afford it. And I know we're in a recession and economic bullshit.
Right? Like,
communication is important, essentially, yes. That's basically what I'm getting at.
Maybe some people shouldn't just fucking not live together because they're they need to learn how to work in a partnership, because maybe they have a job where they haven't learned those skills.
And that's the thing, right? So
dumb.
Like in another situation, there's a couple, they're married and he's really stuck to his stuff, but like their kid doesn't have a crib, right? So like you gotta let go a little bit, bro. Like I get it. Listen, I really do get it.
I mean,
we all need our things. No, I don't. I
that
really
baby
don't.
can sleep outside. That baby can sleep outside.
In one of those attachable cribs.
You just talked about seeing the stars.
Yeah. In the
talking
summer.
About seeing the stars, bro.
This is Brooklyn, bro. There's not a lot of stars. Look, so I don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of light pollution. You're talking a lot of mess, bro. Like out here,
that baby can take in the Freedom Towers and the Empire State Building. You know,
learn how to get sturdy before one.
Baby, yes, can learn how to get sturdy and bring in some fucking money for this family.
Yo, can you imagine?
On that block.
Or you know what? If your money's really up, you get a third house for the baby and a nanny.
Well, his money's
you can just visit the child.
His money's really not up because this nigga's fucked up because
his money's not up.
But ain't no crib for the baby.
No, so that's where I go, like, you gotta let go a little bit, man. You really do. Like, you can't, like, we like our we love our decorations and the way we live as people. And this is not gendered or anything like that. But you just, eventually, you're gonna get somebody who's gonna resent the shit out of you just because you have a Nintendo poster up and you won't take it down. Like,
all right, but you know what? I'm gonna fight for the man and say, like, yo, bitch, this Nintendo poster been here longer than you. Like,
that's all you're gonna have is that Nintendo poster,
and that's fine.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? Listen.
I knew I was gonna bring something.
Here's my thing too, and I've been feeling very seen recently. So I'm decorating my apartment. I actually have been buying art off my friend. I actually think I have one of her pieces here. I'm not gonna get up, but _epic on Instagram if you want to look her up. Maybe it's 2 underscores. I don't know. Black girl with cool makeup. You'll figure it out. But you know, I've been like, there's a couple of pieces I've wanted that maybe like aren't age appropriate, right? Like, what if I got like a framed, 3-foot tall Slipknot poster in my apartment? Like, and I was like, would that be weird? Would that be cringy? I mean, because I feel
just a little.
Hey, I've been listening to Slipknot for 20 years. Iowa is the self-titled is a perfect album.
Yeah,
and you know what? I like everything about their old aesthetic. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, maybe if I'm not gonna go out and buy one, but if I just happen to be in a fucking Best Buy one day and they have a poster, I might get it, right? But I was like, would that be weird at my age? And I've been on TikTok and I see guys who are posting like cosplay content and comic book content, and these guys are 30, 40, 50 years old. And they got whole bookshelves of manga, whole fucking, Funko Pops, which I think are dorky as shit. But just their space is decorated the way they want. Even like what's the guy, Hassan Piker or whatever, the streamer? He's got his little corner in his room that's all decorated, and I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't feel bad for being my age and wanting to put a Slipknot poster on my wall.
A lot of that's fine, and the thing is that you got to learn your space, right? And you have your own space, right? There isn't anybody that needs to be there. You decorate the way the fuck you want. The reality is that sometimes you're gonna have to you got to give a little bit, and you can't be hard nosed because you want to keep your hockey gear that you haven't touched in 4 years. You can't be hard nosed because you don't want anybody to walk in your space and breathe on your limited edition 1/16 scale Gundam wing. You're gonna.
But here's the thing.
Relegate it to a place that it needs to be and lock it, bro. That's what I'm gonna say.
But here's the thing. If he got the Gundam that he don't want nobody breathing on and the Nintendo poster, that woman fell in love with the man who had that stuff. So do you want to just push that corner of that man? Do you want to push that part of the man that you fell in love with to a corner?
Yes.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
Nah, not
absolutely.
me, bro.
Fucking closet.
You'll find. Oh yeah, okay, certified lover boy. You would literally listen. You will remove a part of yourself if you have to, if it meant that you would have a partner. And I'm not saying the most important thing about you, but let's say you liked wearing toenail polish, and it was this one shade, but she's like, hey, listen, all toenail polish is cool, but don't wear plum. And you're like, fuck, I really like plum. And you just kept wearing plum. We all make decisions.
Then you break up with her and get yourself a plum queen, all right? A plum queen with Nintendo posters already in house, okay? That's what you do.
Bro. Listen.
She's waiting for you. You know what I find though? Women are really good at decorating spaces, but with shit you don't care about or don't
exactly.
want. I was seeing this one girl, and her apartment was beautiful. It was just manicured in this perfect way, but I hated her lights. It was always purple in her house. Cause she just could not stand yellow light or overhead light.
Yellow light.
But I need that to feel like a person. So it's I need that brightness. I love it, and it's like her shit was always just a little bit dim, and I'm like, you have this beautifully decorated apartment, and nobody can see this shit, bitch, because everything's fucking purple in here. Are you the Joker?
Can you imagine if like some
purple in this bitch right now?
gang members come out just like Joker, and then somebody just socks you in the stomach with a baseball bat, like we got the bats. And like, you know, like some shit like that, just club you, and then like that's your origin story, because then they mistook you for Batman because you're about the same height and build, and they were like, you know what?
No, I'll just die. I'll just die because it's so dark in her apartment that I'll think I'm already passed anyway, and I won't fight for life.
You just lay on the ground. You go, is this what it is? Is this?
It's over. Is it? It's over.
I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know, man. That would be great. I hope.
Also, what's one thing that in your move that you would not give up? I'll tell you this: I have never dated a woman with a TV as big as mine. I have a 65-inch TV, and I probably am going to go bigger at some point.
I would never give that up.
Never give up my TV.
3 60-inch TVs at this point. No. 2 60-plus inch TVs. And one that's like 30-inch. No, 40-inch? 42, something like that. It's a little one for the kid. That's what it is.
But for the audience, I'll tell you, if you don't have a TV, to get this TV to my apartment, I had to take it out of the box and fold the seats back in my Honda Civic.
I remember
it was
that.
not fitting in my car any other way. Yes.
I remember that.
Love that bitch. I've dated multiple girls that don't have TVs in their rooms, and I'm like, are you a serial killer? What,
yeah,
do you, read?
Women, they're just in front of a laptop. That's all it is. They're in front of a laptop all day, and it's like entertaining for them. And I dated someone who was like all about that, and it was like hard. Like it's just like move over. Like what the fuck? Like you're right in front of the screen. I gotta like I like anime, bro. Like, and I'm a snob, so I'm not watching it dubbed. I'm watching it subbed. So I'm like looking at that text, and it's really small, and it's Inuyasha at 2008. Please help. Please help. Please help. We need. I like the current one in my living room is 70-inch, and that shit is fire.
It's a dream.
It's a good life, because you know what? We came from a time where a 24-inch TV was crazy big. Like it was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like mind blowing. I remember having those like little portable TVs. You remember them? They take like 3,500 batteries. And it's like a fucking 7-inch screen with like the longest antenna to get like, you know, whatever public over air. I love that time. Good times.
You know what it is with me though? I'm just one of my like big icks. I cannot stand being like scolded by a woman. Like when they like critique anything about me, especially when they're like really into me, and then it's like I feel so lied to. Like if you're like super into me, and then you're like I remember I dated this one girl who so I've gotten over this habit since, but I used to not be able to fall asleep with the TV on, or without the TV on. Like the TV had to be on all night. I've since gotten over that. I don't really know, probably my miscellaneous pharmaceutical protocols, but you know, it took me damn near 30 years to like be able to sleep with the TV off. And I just remember her like, can you just turn it off? Can you just? And I'm just like, it was just like nails on a chalkboard. Like, oh my, shut up.
That's not.
I really hate any person trying to like critique anything about me, because like it's just so. I mean, everything about me is, and I guess maybe could be worked out in therapy, but I feel like everything about me is just like has been so hard to get. You know, I've been homeless. I've had jobs I've hated. I grew out my hair. I wanted to have dreads since I was like 14, and I never grew out my hair because I had all these like shitty warehouse jobs where I had to like wear a helmet or whatever, and just couldn't like grow my hair out. So when somebody like tries to like critique anything about me, it's just like, shut up. Like, I fought so long to have hair. I fought so long to have a fucking TV. I fought so long to have my own space. So when you're like, oh, I'm really into you, except for like thing 1, 2, and 3, it's like, well, go away. Because it took me 20 years to get here, 30 years to get here. You just got here.
Though, was she critiquing something about you, or could she just not sleep with the TV on? Like, was it just bothering her eyes because of the light? Or was she like, you need to change this about yourself?
Listen, we're picking at straws here.
It's a little crazy. You're right.
Well, no. Well, The thing is, like,
it's like I know somebody has to turn it off, and it's still on. So it's like I gotta do that. I'll be asleep, like I gotta fucking turn that. I gotta do that thing, and then I don't get to sleep because I'm like I gotta turn the fucking TV off. It's weird.
well, okay. So let's say this, right? Let's say she could not fall asleep with the TV on. All right, fine. But like, you came all this way to my house.
Yeah.
To tell me that, you know what I mean? Because this is something I talked about like long before, and it's like, and she was one of those people who like didn't even have a TV like in her house. So it's like you haven't even tried to fall asleep with the TV on. I've tried at least, you know what I mean? Because I'm paying for this shit to be on. Right. You know what I mean? You don't think I didn't try, but like, you know,
I can fall asleep with the TV on if it's not my TV. If it's not my TV, I don't give a fuck. You leave your shit on, bitch.
Like, it sounds harsh, but I mean, there's other examples in my life where girls will be like, can you not do this? Can you not do that? And I'm just like,
well, you can go.
I think the first thing that people always pick at you is like your gym habit. Like the way you go to, like the way you've got a discipline for the gym and the way you eat and all that stuff. And you get somebody who gets like pretty upset with that about you because, you know, I think it comes out in a few different ways, but I think the one that always comes to my mind is like, you know, women are really insecure. The ones that you're dealing with that do that to you, because
it's never like an insecurity issue. It's more of like a oh my god, like you're not gonna eat this thing I made, or like you're like, why are you eating like 0% fat-free yogurt? I'm like, you literally are attracted to my body. How do you think it got this way? like if you're like, oh my god, I love your arms. Yeah, they're huge because I eat 200 and something grams of protein every day. And you can't eat 200 grams of protein and then stay like relatively, I'm not thin, but like keep a low body fat. Have you ever tried to like go outside one day and just try to eat 200 grams of protein and like under 3,000 calories? It's impossible, bro. Like just eating outside, like everything's got extra sugar and extra fucking fats and sweeteners. And you know, again, it took me a long time to like learn to like this shit or like find ways to eat that I enjoy, you know what I mean? So when someone's like critiquing the way I eat, it's just like back to the drawing board.
Dumb. It's dumb to, when you think about it, if you know this person cares about this thing, you know, like, you know, this person cares about the way they look and the work they put into their body. You know that. So you can't critique them on the way they fucking create that shit.
Exactly, and it's
like you just need to get the fuck on. Like you're just in the wrong spot, baby. You need to go. You need to go.
Yeah, and that's just with anything now, especially because like, you know, again, it took me, you know, another thing, it took me 30-something years to like learn to be like alone. Like I always had a girl next to me at some point or another. So like when somebody comes into my life that I think is going to compliment it, and they make the claim that they're going to compliment it, and I'm doing my best to compliment their lifestyle, and then they're just like, well, can you not do this? Can you not do that? It's like, bro.
Okay.
You gotta go.
Did we just become an alpha male podcast?
No, by no stretch.
Dude, I gotta tell you though,
don't be bringing nothing to the table.
No, the Alpha Male podcast though. You know what's funny about the Alpha Male podcast though? They're like getting worse to like get more views. Like they're just saying shit that makes no sense.
It's so
Did you hear about
boring.
the Passport Boys?
No.
No.
What the fuck?
The Passport Boys is basically a movement of men saying that like women in other countries are definitely down to like cook and clean and shit. So we're gonna get our passports and go to like third world countries to like get women and bring them back to America because these American women are trash.
Wow, they are
That's like the
sorely
new thing.
mistaken. They are sorely mistaken. Go ahead, bro. Because I bet you start going one of these like Southeast Asian countries, start playing that shit. All of a sudden, you lose a limb in like Manila, the Philippines. Bro, you better check the fuck out. You better chill. You better like go to DR. Go to DR. Start playing that shit. They'll play along right like in the beginning, and all of a sudden you take a drink and you start feeling woozy, and you go, what was that? Well, wow. And she's like selling your fucking kidneys. Like chill.
I think
Using the money to fly out with your fucking cousin and fuck him on an island.
With the craziest BBL. Oh, you were so dumb.
I think the world would be a better place if all the guys from these alpha male podcasts just admitted to themselves that they were gay and they just started having fun with each other. That's really
That would be actually way better.
You know, I don't like that rhetoric because gay people and women get along fine. I just think there's men who just like cannot form like intimate relationships with women. Like they just don't know how. And
I'm just saying, I personally want them to have sex. I want them to hit on each other. I want Fresh and Fit. I want Fresh and Fit to end at every episode with one of them like fingering each other's butthole. Because that
you know why I don't want that. You know why I don't want that though?
Why?
I don't want that in the same way that like I hate that Ben Shapiro's Jewish because he always brings that up. It's like, well, I'm an oppressed people too, so I'm allowed to say this. So if they're gay now, they're gonna be like, well, I'm gay, so I'm allowed to like say whatever I want about
to be
women.
this toxic.
Okay, but see the thing is,
Wow.
right, if you're gay,
Thank you.
if you're gay and you start talking shit about women like that, you're now liable to get fucked up. Like you're now on the menu, like shit, you know, and bitches will jump you, you know. You know, because the thing is...
Do we have empirical data of gay men being bashed by women and vice versa? Do we have data?
Actually, I feel like no. I feel like the data's going to show otherwise.
Yeah, I think Will and Grace tells us otherwise.
These gay niggas, you know, they put their hands together, you know? But I just... These dudes just are so angry at women. They hate women so much. And they like going to the gym, and they like muscles. I'm just saying, man, they're just...
Do they like going to the gym? Because I feel like a lot of the alpha male podcasts don't have males that are actually alphas.
You're right. You're right.
So here's the thing. Here's the alpha male pipeline. Basically what happens is guys take all these measures to get women that they have kind of made up in their head, right? They think it's about the gym. They think it's about having a lot of money. Mm-hmm. They think it's about, you know, maybe even like opening doors and being like old school chivalrous. When they realize that like each woman is an individual and likes individual things and that they don't have this like kind of, you know, obsolescent control of all women, then they get mad that all their efforts have been for naught, so they get with other men who have taken these efforts and go, we're doing everything right. It's these bitches that are wrong, even though I have zero emotional intelligence and I'm not funny.
And I'm not funny. That's a really big fucking deal,
That's a big one, bro. That's a big one. And we talk about that to circle it back. What is life without a little introspective kind of like look into it, right? I you know, we started with the fact that you do have to look in it within and realize that this shit is weird. What you're saying is weird. It's like it doesn't make sense. If you're so affected by women expressing themselves in ways that you're not expecting them to, like I that's fucking cool. That's the human experience. You want to see somebody like, why do you all want to be like circle jerking, telling each other like, yeah, it wasn't your fault. Like, shut up. Like dude, listen. I was going to talk about. I had notes about this earlier, and it was about like Facebook groups, and it's so there's a sect of Facebook groups that I belong to because I'm terrible, and it's like parent groups, right? So it was like meme pages, and then it becomes a parent thing, and whatever. The amount of people who just like want to hear themselves say the shittiest thing possible about, you know, who they're with, like it just like astounds me. And it's like, you know, like, how do you let her go outside like that? My like, and the reason why I bring up the Facebook groups is because I belong to, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this because you don't have a little kid anymore, Sasha, and you have a dog. Joseph. So Bluey, it's a fictional dog character on Disney Plus from Australia, Emmy Award winning, fucking fantastic show. Great music, you know, good lessons. I love the show. You know, personally, I really do like the show. My kids like literally like stop what they're doing and just like phase out. So for some reason in this world, there's I was a part of this meme group page because there's that intersection, right, of humor and being a parent. I'm there, right? Because that's where I live. I like that. But all of a sudden these guys start to refer to themselves as characters in the show. Like the father, his name is Bandit. He's like, so bandits, I was like and why are you offering so much information? And why are you doing it as a cartoon dog? Like, just why do you have to air yourself out that much? Like, I don't get it. Like, just reserve some of it for therapy, you know? Keep it in, stuff it back inside, bro. Like, nobody needed to know, like, any of the shit that you're talking about. It is really weird. Please stop. Ugh.
Yeah, people love to like not self-reflect, because why would you self-reflect? Self-reflection is hard, dude. Self-reflection is hard. It's just I just feel like there's a point, and like the thing about Fresh and Fit is like I get it because they're making money, but like the average listener is not. So it's just like, or at least not making like Fresh and Fit money. So why would you like continue to like be this miserable person? But I mean, like I said, self-reflection is hard, dude. There's a lot of this has been my like year of self-reflection and like looking inward and, you know, trying to be somebody or be somebody that I'm proud of.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people would rather not be proud of themselves. They'd rather blame everybody else because that's a lot easier.
Way easier.
Damn. No, you're right. It is an issue that people, you know, face quite often. And that's the hardest lesson, is to find accountability in yourself. And, you know, I think there's two camps for sure. Like, you know, like the hyper accountability, you know, folks that talk about like, you know, people who are kind of traumatized, kind of over explaining and have to take accountability to an extreme that, you know, really is unhealthy. And then there's like the other camp where it's like there's not enough people taking accountability. And I'm kind of in the latter. I think, you know, I think it's one of the most disrespectful things you can do. You know, I think we all mess up, you know, a lot, and I'm a giant fuck up. I can't tell people that I'm not. And can
you end the whole giant fuck up thing? You're rich and a perfect father.
I'm not rich.
I talk about you.
Life
I talk about you all the time. For a recession, you're doing all right.
Listen. The thing is that I can look at myself and say that there's always work needed to be done. And I think that's my ultimately what I mean.
Okay, there's always work, but can you pat yourself in the back every now and again, my friend? You're doing fantastic. Have you seen the way your kids interact with you, bro? Your kids love the shit out of you.
I am proud about that. That's the only thing I'm super proud of.
Where you came from to where you are is not like when just by numbers and demographic. That's like That's not the norm.
Listen,
you got 2 cars.
Listen, that's
2
just
cars.
Living in the woods and living in the woods. I really don't need a second. I'm not turning up. What are you talking about, boys? This is my turn up with you boys every day.
Yeah. Oh, we turning up.
But that's it.
Fuck up. We turn.
I think you're right, and what I'm going to take it to is take it to this point where I say, like, there's definitely like just becoming. What are you doing, Joseph?
I'm trying to light my mouth on fire.
Can we not do that, Richard Pryor? Please.
And you're not trying to light your mouth on fire. You've come a long way. This nigga's out here trying to light their mouths on fire in the middle of a podcast.
in the middle, he's like, "Wow, you're a really good father."
You're really a father while he sucks on a butane lighter.
Self-immolation. Like, he just pours gasoline on himself. He's like, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
I'm a fuck up. I'm thinking about taking a fucking boot camp for a coding boot camp.
Listen, I'm there with you.
I've been taking some inventory on my job. I like my job, but I know I need to go to another level. I need to be one of the tech girlies, bro. I need to be on vacation working from home in Bermuda.
Better. The tech sector is better. I will say that they have no stress. Not that they don't have no stress. It's not the same kind of stress. It is a different type of stress, and they have, at least the guys that I work with have such great stability. Like, they're there for like 10, 12, 14, like 16 years, and they have all these crazy titles under them, and, you know, like undertakings that they've done because of this. And it's just because they're white guys that fell into the position, really, at the end of the day, because biases exist in the tech world.
Supremacy, but it's fine. We'll all make it out. We'll all make it out alive. You know, I just but yeah, if you're I wonder if any like of those guys on the alpha male train listen to this. I wonder if there's anybody who's tuning in right now, maybe in secret, to like maybe get different perspectives from other men.
What are we,
bro? Let me tell
to them. The simp pro.
On our thing. Gonna be like, y'all niggas gay, bro.
Yeah. Simps? What would we be?
Yeah, we're definitely we're feminists, so we're simps.
Yeah, definitely simps. I'm not a cuck, and if you suggest
gay.
otherwise,
Yeah, you say I'm a cuck, nigga, I'll stab you.
we're gonna fight.
Whoa! This is a pro cuck network.
Listen.
Not that we're cucks, but we respect the cuck
We
man.
will fuck your
I
wife.
didn't.
I will fuck your
I will
wife.
fight for your right
Except
to
I
be a
don't cheat,
cuck.
though. But I will fuck
I will.
your wife.
I will fight for your right to be a cuck. But God damn it, if you call me a cuck, I will kill you. Don't make me do this. I will become a dark man, like really just in my fantasies and sawing you in half. Like it'll be Hellraiser in 15 minutes, bro. I'll be peeling skin with hooks. Like you know what? Let's not go there.
Damn.
Dark place. Don't offend me. Allow me to
Well,
live.
you can call me anything you want because, I mean, I'm whole. Another man's words will never affect me.
Wait, hold on.
He can also beat you to death.
Wait.
Yes, I can.
Can you?
That's another thing.
Would you? Are you a cuck? Is that what you're telling us now? Like,
I'm not. I'm saying I'm not a cuck, but what I'm saying is like I am not affected by men's words. Like
Okay.
I feel like somebody tried to call me a simp on TikTok like relatively recently, and I was like, bro, you are sitting here on another man's TikTok, a stranger commenting some negative shit, and I'm here
Literally.
enjoying life.
Making some girl squirt right now.
yo,
Probably.
Like,
keep
you're
it
talking
real.
about my dick, and my dick is out here working, bro.
Work.
You need to go read a book.
You need a book.
Man, I'm a clergyman. I just sit here and I just sit here and make podcast clips. That's all I do.
Okay, yeah. Make podcast clips naked.
I
want you to know. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that if you're watching a clip, Sasha is definitely stroking it, having his meat stroked, or naked in some way, shape, or form. I don't think there's ever a piece of clothing on him, even with. Like, I think the only time you see clothing is either when he's at work or in front of a camera. So, and even the camera nowadays, it's a 50-50. Because if it's
it's a little
TikTok,
it's a little cold in my apartment right now.
I believe it. Detroit.
I'm waiting for them to winterize my apartment. They're doing that right now, but it's a little.
How do you
chilly in here.
winterize an apartment?
The windows, right? They got
The whole window thing here. There's like vents that like the air comes in, and they're like sealing off the vents. They seal them off like every spring,
that's a weird
every
fucking
winter.
thing to do. That's a weird thing.
So, yeah.
That's a weird feature.
So I will not be shirtless in here until they fix that. But I got my space heater here. Got the building heat. It's coming. I'll be topless on this pod again. For those who like my shoulders out.
And they do
clips.
like your shoulders out, bro. They do like your shoulders out. You know what? We have to give the people what they want. That's just what it is. Saint Joseph with his sexiness over there, looking beautiful. Wow, wow! You have full lips, and might I add a beautiful plum to bring it back full circle. And Sasha, look at
in my
you.
toxic god future.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? There's the Church of Future. Oh my God, that would be oof.
I am an ordained minister in the Church of Future.
You definitely are. With that, you know what's the outfit I always think about? That day we went to the stag party, the bachelor party at the strip club. You literally do, like, if there was one way to describe how you dress that night, it's the ordained minister at the Church of Future, correct? Because that's the way you think that person looks like is how Joseph looked like that night. That shit was wild. Like, he came out with a band.
This bitch was
And
like, ooh, you look like The Weeknd.
yeah, she didn't know her black people. That's the thing. Like,
Here you
bitch.
go. You could just take the money. Just take the money. I don't have any more.
Yeah, no. He literally had a
When are
band.
we gonna pop out to a strip club and just be awkward as shit? I'm so awkward at strip clubs
Why are you awkward?
We gotta meet
because I make no money.
halfway,
That's
right?
why.
So you have to come
Yeah,
to
you know, right.
Pennsylvania. I'll drive to Pennsylvania, and we'll find a really sleazy strip club in Pennsylvania. And we'll
Oh,
make some mistakes.
we can get in some trouble.
Let's make some mistakes.
Some
I'm the only one
sordid
making
ones.
mistakes, to be honest.
Honestly, you know what?
I'll be in the parking lot playing Nintendo Switch.
Lying. Just have fun. Why would you don't
Listen, since you're the rich one here, you hand me a band, and then I'll go in that strip club, merry as hell. You hand me.
They're taking up all the extra money that I'd have for anybody.
Yeah,
now.
but you know what? They would love you if you had no money. So just give me that money anyway. Give me that money.
There's no Christmas, son. I took your uncle out to the strip club.
Yep.
He needed those bands.
And they'll be like, you know what? Sasha needs that.
Sasha needed that lap dance.
He has way more Christmases, coming up.
Way more for sure.
More.
We don't know how many Christmases we got together, Sasha. Like that's the thing. You know what? That's how I'm gonna frame it. Joni, incoming.
Let's get to some titties.
What? Titties.
And let's end it there with titties.
I really love titties. I love titties. It has been the National Meat Treasure. Remember, we drop episodes every Thursday. Thank you for checking in. And remember to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. And you know what? We're really enjoying all the comments that we're seeing. Shout out to all of you that are out there listening and checking in. And it fucking amazes me the amount of people that still will check in every episode. And you could see it, like how people just get through all the episodes up to where we're at. And that's dedication. I don't know who you are, but thank you. God bless you. Well, I don't know. Satan bless you. Shaitan. I don't know. Like Shaitan. Yeah. Wherever we like Satan. Satan. We're calling it all things. Tofu. The tofu. Killer tofu. Please keep commenting. We love it and it's fun. Thank you. Yeah, Sasha, you take it away.
And follow me at thin.cruel.lips on Instagram and TikTok, and at National Meat Treasure on Instagram and TikTok, and at NMT Pod on Facebook. Facebook's a weird place. I want more Facebook. I feel like I know we've made it when we get like a massive Facebook following.
Yeah, if we get a million like on Facebook, we're really like raking in the dough. Like we're
people on Facebook are committed.
Yeah.
Because they're still on Facebook.
Well, people transact a lot on certain apps. So Facebook's one of those apps that people do end up doing more transactions than others, right? And
so
Instagram
if you are one of these,
space. Sorry.
If you are one of these 18 and 25-year-old listeners, tell your dad to listen to us because I know he's on Facebook. You're probably not, but your dad for sure is, and he needs a chuckle at work on the coal mine or wherever the fuck he works at.
The coal mine. We are not like you think our audience is in the coal mine.
You live in Pennsylvania. I'm sure it pushes this out to people in Pennsylvania.
Well, you know what? I don't know what you're doing out there, but I hope you're okay. Please don't let the canary die. I don't know how that works anymore. I don't know how modern mining looks. My interpretation of mining only exists in the 1900s, where there's children and there's canaries telling you to get the fuck out, basically.
Small holes.
I just picture Zoolander. Remember that one scene in Zoolander when he's like, "Oh my!"
Pickaxe and just like giving blue steel.
That's all I picture every time.
Yeah, that's the kind of minds we need to be a part of. You know what? That's the first LGBTQ plus all mining where everyone comes in and really beautiful, great like mining gear. Because if I remember, he's like wearing like. He's not wearing chartreuse. He's wearing like a really like bright blue, like a I want to say a royal
cerulean.
Cerulean. There we go. A cerulean, and he's got a cerulean hard hat. So I imagine that we can do that for everyone. We can get them different colors, like anything you want.
Always got to be fashionable in the coal mine.
Yeah, I like it.
And follow me at Saint Thrillah on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Shout out to all my new Instagram and TikTok followers. Also, shout out to friend of the pod and our homegirl, Sam Hines. She was supposed to be on the podcast a minute ago, and she fucking flaked on us, but she got an EP dropping called Rotten Apple.
Yeah, what was it?
Her release party. It was dope. It was a good time. Great food. Lots of high. Shout out to my girl Jordan King. She just had a dope in-studio performance. Got some great music coming out. She's killing it. And shout out to, of course, my bro 303 Bam. We're about to make an announcement on some New music, really soon. Been doing a lot, making a lot of beats. Just been crazy.
Take me on tour.
Crazy never lost it.
Crazy never lost it, bro. Watch when we go.
Put me on the staff, my friend.
Get
Yo.
ready, yo. You're head of security.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
I want to be like DaBaby's head of security. He's like also like an Instagram hot guy, but he's completely tattooed all over his body, and he's like 6'8",
That works.
and the
for
bitches
us.
are on his body.
I love it.
Yeah.
We need that. We need that kind of energy. Christmas is coming around the corner. That's what our wish is, ladies and gentlemen. Get us to that level. We love you. You have a good night. Morning? Yeah, one of those.
One.
Crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in a Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23 and we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Now